East Ronan Road. David Zebra 65964 from 165. 209 PD just spun out. I'll be boxing her in right over here on the ground. Put your hands behind your back.
It started as just another routine patrol.
407 dispatching, shall be en route as well.
I spoke with the officer directly. He was advised. Orthopedics room 15.
A simple traffic infraction, nothing out of the ordinary. The officer activated the flashing lights, expecting the driver to pull over as most do.
Tango 102, 1021.
Roger. 85, 301.
But instead of slowing down, the car suddenly accelerated. Tires screeched against the pavement, the engine roared, and in an instant, what should have been a minor traffic stop transformed into a dangerous high-speed chase.
I'll be out at 613 for review. 1037.
The driver had a choice: comply and accept a citation or risk everything by fleeing. For reasons unknown in that moment, they chose the latter. Speeding through intersections, weaving between cars, pushing the limits of control, they led law enforcement on a reckless pursuit. Sirens wailed, officers called for backup, and what had begun as a routine stop now had the potential to end in tragedy. With every passing second, the stakes grew higher. A split-second decision to evade authorities had turned a minor traffic violation into a felony charge. Was it panic? Was there something more to hide? Regardless of the reason, one moment of hesitation had set off a chain reaction of legal consequences that would alter the course of their life forever. This is the story of how an ordinary traffic stop spiraled into a major criminal case, one that could have been avoided with a different choice. Setting the scene, a quiet day turns chaotic. On July 9th, 2023, in the seemingly peaceful town of Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, a police officer observed a routine traffic violation. A car in a left-turn-only lane ignored the restriction and proceeded straight through an intersection. Such infractions are common and usually result in a warning or a ticket at worst. However, this particular incident took an unexpected turn, one that would escalate beyond anyone's expectations. As we dive into the details, we will analyze the officer's report, radio communications, and the crucial moments leading to the suspect's arrest. This case serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly situations can escalate and how small decisions can have monumental consequences. The moment of infraction, a routine observation. Traffic stops are among the most common interactions between law enforcement and civilians. The violation in question, a driver failing to adhere to a left-turn-only lane, was not particularly unusual or severe. Most officers would typically signal the driver to pull over, issue a citation, or provide a warning, and the matter would be settled within minutes. However, what happened next deviated from the typical script. Instead of slowing down and pulling over, the driver made a fateful choice. She fled. This one decision would alter the course of her life, setting off a chain of events that would end in felony charges and significant legal consequences. Common misconceptions about traffic stops. Many people believe that failing to stop for a police officer could result in immediate jail time, which may lead to panic-driven decisions like fleeing. However, in most cases, traffic infractions do not result in arrest unless other violations are involved. Understanding the law and one's rights during a traffic stop can prevent unnecessary escalations like this one. There is often a misconception that police officers are quick to escalate minor infractions, leading some drivers to believe that avoiding the interaction altogether is their best option. However, fleeing from law enforcement instantly turns what could have been a minor ticket into a serious criminal act. Law enforcement officers are trained to handle situations professionally and de-escalate conflicts, but when a driver chooses to flee, it forces officers into making split-second, high-risk decisions. The decision to flee, a turning point. The moment the officer initiated the traffic stop, the suspect's response was unexpected. She accelerated. Rather than complying with the officer's lights and sirens, she made a split-second decision to flee at high speed. What was a simple citation instantly escalated into a full-fledged pursuit. The officer, maintaining professionalism and composure, immediately radioed in the situation. Speeds are 60, speeds are 90, speeds are 100, the transmission recorded. With every second, the stakes grew higher, the chase more dangerous, and the consequences more severe. Reckless driving, a threat to public safety. As the chase continued, the suspect's driving became erratic. Reports indicated that she veered into oncoming traffic, increasing the risk of a deadly accident. Wrong-way driving is one of the most dangerous forms of reckless endangerment, as it puts multiple lives at risk. The officer relayed updates with increasing urgency, emphasizing the growing danger. Despite losing a tire during the chase, a clear indication that the vehicle was no longer in proper condition for high-speed travel, the suspect pressed on. This level of desperation suggested that she was either unaware of the consequences or unwilling to face them. Either way, it only deepened her legal troubles. The role of law enforcement in high-speed chases. Police officers are trained to make split-second decisions in high-stakes situations. Their primary objective in a chase is to ensure public safety while apprehending a suspect. In this case, the officer had to balance the need to stop the fleeing driver with minimizing risks to other motorists. The use of radio updates, coordination with other units, and calculated pursuit tactics all played a role in ensuring a controlled resolution. A tactical response, balancing pursuit and safety. Law enforcement officers are trained to handle high-risk situations with precision. This officer demonstrated that training by continuously assessing the situation, ensuring that no innocent bystanders were harmed, and coordinating backup support. The radio communications serve as a testament to the professionalism and control required in these moments. Every update the officer provided over the radio, regarding location, speed, and the suspect's reckless maneuvers, was documented in real time. These details would later play a critical role in court, demonstrating the severity of the suspect's actions and the threat posed to public safety. The chase comes to an end. Eventually, the pursuit ended in dramatic fashion when the suspect's vehicle lost control and spun out. In that moment, the adrenaline was palpable. The officer, maintaining control of the situation, swiftly exited the patrol vehicle and issued commands. Get on the ground. Despite the clear instructions, the suspect initially resisted, claiming she had done nothing wrong. This reaction is not uncommon in high-stress confrontations, but by this point, the evidence was undeniable. The officer reiterated the reality of the situation. You had a simple ticket, and now you have felony charges. Felony charges and jail time. Following her arrest, the suspect faced 2 serious felony charges: fleeing an officer and first-degree recklessly endangering safety. These are not minor offenses. Fleeing law enforcement is treated with severity as it endangers the public, puts officers at risk, and wastes valuable police resources. High-speed chases can result in accidents, injuries, or even fatalities, which is why courts take these cases so seriously. In this instance, the reckless driving through residential areas and intersections put numerous lives in danger, escalating what could have been a minor traffic violation into a life-altering legal battle. Long-term consequences. In addition to immediate jail time, felony charges have long-term consequences. A felony conviction doesn't just mean serving a sentence, it can follow someone for the rest of their life. Having a criminal record can severely impact job opportunities, housing options, and even the right to vote. Many employers conduct background checks, and a record involving reckless endangerment can significantly reduce future prospects. Finding stable employment becomes more challenging, and some professional licenses may become inaccessible. Beyond employment, landlords often refuse to rent to those with a criminal history, making it difficult to secure housing. Understanding bail and legal consequences. Bond amounts are determined based on the severity of the charges and the risk posed by the suspect. The judge in this case deemed the $20,000 bond appropriate given the dangerous nature of the suspect's actions. It's also important to understand that bail is not a punishment, but a financial assurance that the accused will return for trial. If a defendant fails to appear in court, they forfeit the bail amount and could face additional legal repercussions. In many cases, suspects must work with a bail bondsman, which can create a financial burden, adding to the already significant consequences of their actions. A simple decision with major consequences. This case serves as a powerful lesson on the importance of compliance with law enforcement. A minor traffic violation, something that could have been resolved in a matter of minutes, turned into a high-speed chase, an arrest, and serious felony charges. The suspect's choice to flee changed the entire trajectory of her life, leading to immediate incarceration, long-term legal battles, and a criminal record that could affect every aspect of her future. The situation could have been avoided entirely had the suspect simply pulled over and cooperated with the officer. The takeaway: think before you act. One moment of fear, panic, or defiance can lead to devastating consequences. Whether it's misunderstanding the situation, wanting to avoid trouble, or simply making a reckless decision in the heat of the moment, running from law enforcement is never the right choice. The law exists to protect both civilians and officers, and compliance ensures that minor incidents don't escalate into life-altering events. High-speed chases are dangerous not just for the suspect but for everyone on the road, including pedestrians and other drivers. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the Pleasant Prairie police chase. Let this serve as a reminder that small decisions can have big consequences. Stay safe, obey traffic laws, and always think before you act.